Do you at times have conflicts with your workplace peers? I found that behind most workplace conflicts, there's just one single issue to address. And in this video, I will tell you what it is and how you can reduce conflict on the job. Hi, I'm Paul Renaud and I'm an executive coach with over 32 years of business experience. I've lived and worked in 10 countries and my messages are to help you become a better leader. In my experience, the one single issue to address is trust. Let's start with a quick story. Bob is a marketing director at a multinational. His peer Alice is in charge of legal, and she supports marketing with patents, contracts with suppliers, and regulatory affairs. Bob and Alice agreed on how to deal with a difficult employee who reports to Bob. 2 days later, Alice is in the CEO's office commenting on the poor performance of this employee and tells the CEO this employee should be fired. Now the CEO calls Bob with Alice in his office and asks, why is the company tolerating this employee's behavior? Now Bob gets upset because Alice discussed this matter with the CEO without him being present. Bob explains to the CEO that he agreed already to an action plan with Alice. The CEO is not listening and he wants action. Now in the past, turns out Bob didn't meet commitments made to Alice. Bob confessed to me that those commitments weren't that important. It seems those commitments were important because Alice complained to the CEO about Bob's inability to manage his people and to deliver on commitments. Bingo. Here's that lack of trust we're talking about, because trust is the ability to have confidence or faith in a person, a team, or a process. Now, most people let a scenario like this fester, similar to letting an infection under your skin get worse because you've avoided seeing a doctor rather than facing Alice that day and dealing with this. I suggest many times to my clients, face up to it. Have a chat with Alice, I told Bob, and politely ask her, can you please tell me which part of our action plan you didn't understand? Now, I tested Bob a few weeks later by asking, so, did you get closure with Alice? He replied, no. The result? Festering continued. Now, inaction worsens the problem and it will no doubt come up again and again. According to Patrick Lencioni, the author of The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, he says members of a trusting team, 1, accept questions and input about their areas of responsibility. 2, they ask for help. 3, they give one another the benefit of the doubt before arriving at a negative conclusion. And 4, they offer and accept apologies without hesitation. So here's what I suggested to Bob. Stop and meet Alice as soon as possible. The incident is fresh, best to resolve it now instead of letting it fester. This requires courage. If Alice isn't available, meet later that day. Number 2, use the giving feedback method. Indicate how this situation made you feel, get Alice's view, listen actively, don't interrupt, and ask, did you cause this somehow? Number 3, once both parties have had their say, Bob states that in his view, this is happening because there's a lack of trust in their relationship. Number 4, if Bob made a mistake and he was wrong, he should apologize quickly. An apology for his frequent behavior is the best way to erase the negative baggage from the past. Now don't worry, it all worked out for Bob because he's an honest fellow. Now great leaders will generate trust based on how they conduct themselves, their principles, if they demonstrate fairness and honesty when they're required to support peers or team members. As you can see, aiming for trust doesn't have to be difficult. Be aware that trust is at the root of many workplace conflicts. Trust can be a dark cloud or a motivator. With courage, addressing trust head-on and engaging in dialogue, you'll reduce workplace conflicts with peers. If you like what you've heard, just head over to my website to get the How Important is Trust article. You'll find the link to it down below. Thank you.